Well, you've probably had a lovely holiday. If you're like me, you took a little bit of extra time off and then battled through the holiday period. Battled your own guilt for being on holiday, tried to fight that feeling of I should be productive even though I'm technically on leave and don't have to do anything. But we're back and it's been a few weeks, but you're listening to a new episode of Recapping with Cam. While I've been on holiday, one of the things that I found myself doing a lot while I was trying to battle that feeling of guilt for being unproductive was spending time on TikTok. And I've made a few TikToks myself, but one TikTok that really cracked me up was a video from somebody that I didn't know called Miki. And I was like, whoa, this is hilarious. She's roasting not only her own ex, but her friends' exes. And then I scrolled through the comments and just saw some of the most negative triggered comments from, I'd say 99% males from this TikTok. Now we're going to dig into it. We're going to have a chat about it. But first of all, I just want to give a really warm welcome to the very talented singer, content creator and stripper, Miki. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's right. I know it's an empty lounge. It's kind of like, do we applaud
That's
ourselves?
Right. I'll clap for myself.
Yeah,
That's
I think
fine.
you should. Yeah. How are you going?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
I'm good.
Welcome to my lounge.
Thank you. It's great to be here in your lounge.
Yeah, it's good. You're the second ever face-to-face guest that I've had. I've had a bunch of other guests, but mostly on Zoom. So I appreciate you coming and hanging out in person.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. So first of all, before we dive into the main TikTok that kind of put you on my radar, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? So have you always been into creating content and making videos? What kind of got you into the creative field?
Yeah, I've always been like a creative person. I grew up as like a performing arts kid.
Okay.
You know, from when I was like 4, I was doing like piano and singing and stuff. And I did like, I grew up throughout like Eisteddfods. You know, I was like an Eisteddfod kid. So like, if you don't,
I don't know, what is that?
So it's like a competition for
Okay.
kids. It's like
Yeah.
a competition. There's like sections and like all these kids enter, and then there's like
Right.
a winner and a second place and like runners up and whatever. And it's like a big like week-long thing, and there's all these different sections. It's
Yeah.
like this big competition for kids to do like performing arts things.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Eisteddfod, so I've always been a performer. I've always
Okay.
done that kind of thing. And then I started making my own music, and I don't know, like I've always just been interested in like making content.
Yeah. So even at that young age, were you enjoying it right from the beginning?
Well, so the thing is, right, I was an opera singer.
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, I grew up as like an opera singer, and that was really where I was being pushed to go.
Yeah.
Into like opera and like classical music.
Right.
And because I'd done it for such a long time, and because I was so young when I'd started, I was good at it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because, you know, I had many years of experience. So I was good at it, but I didn't like it. But I thought I liked it because I was good at it.
Yeah.
You know, so I'd win things, and I'd be like, oh, this is great. I won. I love this. But I didn't actually love it.
Yeah.
So I finished school, and everyone was pushing me to go to do classical music at the Sydney Conservatorium, which is like the best school for like opera singing in Australia. I
At
don't
what
know if
age were you around then?
like 18?
Yeah, wow.
17, 18? Yeah. And the thought of doing opera at university really just like freaked me out. And I was like, no, I don't want to do it. So
Yeah.
I quit, and everyone was mad at me.
Was this a lot of pressure from parents to get you to do it?
Yeah.
How did you go about telling them, hey, I'm not doing it? Like that must have been an awkward combo.
Oh, it was really awkward. You know why? Because I got a full scholarship to go to this prestigious university, and I turned it down.
Yeah.
So everyone was like so upset with me. My whole family, my extended family, everyone was so mad. Everyone was like cross, like, oh, you're giving up your dreams. Like, it's not my dreams.
Oh my
I didn't want to do that. Like,
Yeah.
just the thought, like, I remember being back in that time and just thinking like, I'm going to be in Sydney all by myself. Like, I don't know, like I'm a kid. I don't know about anything, and I'm going to have to do opera, which I don't even like. Like, it was giving me so much like anxiety.
Yeah.
So I was just like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Do you feel like they accepted it, or it's taken a while to accept it?
Oh,
or do
they
you
still haven't accepted
They still
it.
haven't accepted. Yeah.
Nope.
So do you feel like, was that kind of in your life, a period where you're like, okay, I know that I can just stand up for myself and kind of do what I want to do? Or do you feel like you did it all the way before that point? Or was that quite a crossroads?
It was definitely, you know, when people say like there's like a decision that you choose like right or left and it changes the course of your life. It was definitely one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It was a weird one.
Well, good on you. Like, I can't imagine making such a hard decision, but making it at such a young age and having to stand up for yourself at that young age to a lot of people who would have been putting the pressure on, I think is quite a big deal. So good work.
Oh, thank you.
And obviously you never walked away from the skills or the talent that got you to the point where you got the opportunity to have your course paid for and everything.
Yeah.
But it looks like from the small amount that I know of your work that you just started having different outlets for your creative skills. So can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah. So when I was doing opera, at the same time, all the way through, I was writing music.
Yeah.
And that was like, thinking back, that was what I was really interested in. I wanted to write music.
Yeah.
I didn't want to like perform these like stuffy old songs. I wanted to like make my own songs.
Yeah.
And so I'd always like, you know, I would tinker around on the piano and I'd write these little piano pieces and I'd enter in these like composition competitions and I would win. And then when I gave up doing opera at age 18, I was like, why don't I go write music instead?
Yeah.
So I started doing a degree that was like the degree was called music technology, but what it really was like learning how to score films, learning how to write music for advertisements, for games, like writing music for stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm just thinking when you said, hey, I'm not moving to Sydney, family, I'm going to be doing this stuff. Did you also have to leave home to start pursuing this stuff because of the awkwardness or the pressure that they had put on?
Yeah.
So was it all happening? Was it just a whole lot of life changes at once? That's what I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a whole lot of life changes.
Yeah.
Very tense. It's still tense.
Okay.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
And so you're from Tassie originally?
I am from Tassie.
Yeah, cool. And when did you move to Perth?
I moved to Perth in 2017, and then I moved away in 2018, and then I came back in 2019. So I've been here for 4 years.
Yeah.
But over the span of 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you go to Tassie in that period, that break in the middle?
No, I went to Brisbane.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I couldn't really decide where I wanted to go, so
Just
I was like,
checking a few
Tassie,
places out.
Perth, Brisbane, Perth again.
Yeah.
Where to next? Nobody knows.
I like it. And then TikTok specifically, what got you into TikTok? Did you see one that you were like, oh, I think I could do that? Or did you start having ideas and go, where's the perfect place for them? How did your mind kind of start to produce or want to produce TikToks?
So I did not want to join TikTok.
Okay.
Like I heard about it and like, cause I'm like a big YouTube watcher. So a lot of YouTubers that I watch made like, you know, videos where they react to TikToks.
Yeah.
And I'd see those videos and I'd be like, oh man, TikTok just looks so lame. Like it's just a bunch of like little kids dancing. Like I'm not about that. That does not interest me. I'm not keen on it. And also I'm not super keen on social media. Like I don't have a lot of accounts anywhere. Like I don't have a Facebook.
You're still not keen on it. Like even though from an outside perspective you're mastering it, but you're not that keen on it.
No, I hate social media.
Really?
I hate it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Like why would I want to tell the world about myself? Like I don't want people to know anything about me.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think what I do put on social media is like there is a certain level of like this is a facade.
Right.
This is what I want you to see, and I'm tailor making content that I want you to see.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, back to your question.
Yeah.
I did not want to join TikTok. I did not want to do it. And then my friends who did have TikTok accounts, they kept telling me like, oh, this is great. You should join. This is awesome. Like we're making TikToks, and they made little TikToks of their own, and like some of them did really well, and they were like, this is so fun. This is great. And I was like, no, I don't want to do it. And then I think one day I just got really bored and I was curious and I was like, oh, screw it. I'll make an account and see what it's all about.
Yeah.
So I made an account and I was like scrolling a little bit, and you know, the For You page it starts like learning what you like. So I scrolled for like 3 days and it started learning, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
I got that like dopamine going because I'm like scrolling all the time. And then I found like Strip Talk, because I'm a stripper. So there's a bunch of strippers that like make TikToks, and I found that and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's like people making stuff that I'm like really connecting with. So I was like, maybe I could do that too.
Yeah.
So then I started making videos, and I got so much hate on the first few videos that I uploaded.
Did it happen straight away?
Yeah. Yeah, because, okay, so people love to hate strippers.
Okay.
They love to hate us. Like, society hates us, men hate us, girls hate us. Like, most people hate us. And that's just, like, something that we deal with. Like, I don't really care. You know, it doesn't really affect me. I'm here getting the bag, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like,
I think you've even got
care.
a TikTok where you play the character of the negative commenters going, oh, you're disgusting, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
And it's you going, what's that? But counting hundreds and fifties like a big stack of cash. So right from the beginning, you saw that negativity. Do you experience that same negativity in the strip club? Or is it very different? Yeah. So what do you think the difference is between a person who goes to the strip club and who has negative comments? Or do you think it's the same people, but once they're seeing it on their phone, they lash out? Like, do you think that's the same group of people that come to the clubs and who negative comment? Or do you think it's completely different audience?
Completely different. So don't get me wrong. People are rude to us in the strip club.
Yeah.
But I just mean, like, it's nowhere near the amount that people are rude to us online.
Yeah.
Nowhere near the amount. I don't think it's the same people. It's not the same people at all, because the people that feel so empowered to come on my TikTok page and leave negative comments and just like hate on me and like rip into me.
Yeah.
Like, they would never do that in real life.
Yeah.
They would never do that in real life. Like, the stuff that they say, you would never say to someone in real life. Never, ever, ever. And when people are in the club and they say rude things to us, like, you know, we're rude back to them.
Yeah.
We like mess around with them and like get them kicked out if it's bad enough.
Yeah.
You know, I've had, not in the club I work in now, but in one of the previous clubs I worked in, I remember this guy was being rude to my friend. She went to the bar, got a shot of raspberry cordial in a shot glass, walked past behind him and just yeeted this red cordial all over his white shirt. Oh. And she went up to him and was like, oh, hey, baby, whatever, whatever, and was putting her lipstick all over his shirt collar. You know,
For him to go home to the family.
Yeah, so it's like, you can fight back in real life. So I feel like that maybe deters people from being rude to us in real life. But don't get me wrong. They are rude in real life.
Yeah.
There are people who are rude to us. Most are fine, though.
But you feel like it's more extreme in the comments section, perhaps because people feel like they've got a barrier between them.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, you look at the accounts of these people who are leaving these negative comments, and they're just blank accounts. You know, no videos yet.
Yeah.
With like 0 followers.
Yeah.
So it's
I think I've got a friend who is sometimes trying to recover from being an internet troll, but he says that trolls normally have an additional account where they like do their trolling on one account and then they've got their real one that they like connect with their friends and family.
Yeah, that seems pretty obvious from what I've seen in my own comments at least. So I can attest to that.
Should we watch the TikTok that I was referring to before, the one where you're kind of roasting your exes, and just while you're getting it set up, I'm just going to make sure that my camera is recording. It's the downside of being a one person operation. I just have to do everything. So maybe before you press play as well. So the sound in this video, was it a trending sound and you saw other versions of it?
Yeah, so the whole thing is the trend. I didn't come up with any of this. I'm not going to take credit for any of this. It was just a trend, and I was like, oh, I bet me and my friends could make a great one of those. Yeah.
So let's do one playthrough without commentating, just so you get an idea of the song. And this is for you guys that are listening to audio only. And then we'll do a commentating version where we're explaining what's happening in the TikTok.
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right. Let me turn up my volume. All right. Hold on up like this.
I think I'll add it in there after.
Okay.
So I'll
Okay. All right. I see.
3, 2, 1, go.
And it repeats.
Okay, cool. Now what we'll do is if you play it again but hold it away from the mic, and then do you want to commentate what's on screen as
sure,
it
but
goes?
I'll have to be quick. Quick cuts in here.
So maybe we can share this responsibility. So maybe I'll do... Does it have captions all the way through? No, it's just pictures.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you read the captions. We'll go one for one. So every time it changes picture, the next person describes what's on screen. Okay.
All right. So I'll start.
Yeah.
So it's just me, and it says, "My hot friends versus the boys who cheated on us."
Okay, attractive girl, politician. Attractive girl, nerd. Attractive girl, sporty nerd. Attractive girl, Buzz Lightyear, in the baggiest Buzz Lightyear outfit that I think I've ever seen. Like if you went into the costume hire place and said, "Have you got a Buzz Lightyear outfit? But I want it to be. Have you got anything above triple XL? And I want it to look like it's maybe a little bit wet, like maybe you've just pulled it out of the washing machine." Sorry, I got carried away.
Please roast this guy. He was terrible. So please go right ahead.
And I just threw our whole plan of like we take a person each. It is a very fast-paced video.
It's fast, you know.
It's
I
too
was like,
fast
how are we
to
going to
take
do
turns.
this? Yeah. No, you did a good job actually. That was pretty good. That was pretty tough.
I think that if you're only listening to the audio and you haven't seen the other examples from this trending sound, that's probably as good as you'll get to understand it. It's like it's a photo montage. It's got the title at the start saying "Me and my friends," and what's the word again? Sorry.
So the trend is actually just my hot friends and like the boys who they fall for. Like it's just like the boys that they dated.
Yeah.
But when I did mine, I was like the boys that cheated on us.
Yeah,
I went
nice.
like a little step above, you know.
Yeah, I liked it.
Pushing the boundaries.
Yeah, I'm into it. And how, if we think about, so those are your mates. These are some exes that cheated on them. Over what sort of time are we looking at? Like a 2-year window or the last year, or is it all fairly recent?
No. So mine is probably from the longest ago.
Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, Buzz Lightyear. Good old Buzz. He was from like 6 years ago now or something. That was from ages ago.
Yeah, true.
But he was like the worst ex, so I was like, I want to shame him.
Yeah.
You know?
Perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, talk me through the whole experience because that's blown up. How many? I think it's on like 300,000 views.
It's like 330 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. 329. I was close.
Yeah. A lot of people have seen this video. A lot of people have commented on this video. So maybe what we do, can you read out a few of the comments, maybe a few of your favorites, and and let me know the usernames as well.
Muppet Revolution says, honestly, the men are better.
Oh, Muppet Revolution.
Muppet Revolution.
Feisty.
I responded to him like as a video, and everyone was like, "Oh, well, your username is Muppet, so what do you have to say about that?" I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one. That's not your hair. Yeah, I know.
Irrelevant.
Yeah, like I don't care. Oh, okay. Here's one. So, this one is a nice one. It says, "I hope you took their money," like saying she hopes that we the girls took the men's money.
Yep.
And I said, it's funny because Buzz Lightyear took all of my money.
Yeah.
And someone says, as he should. That's a real king.
That's a word I saw a lot in this comment section.
Yeah, like, kings. They're all kings.
Yeah.
What, kings for cheating?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, it blew my mind when I saw, like, how many people were, like, supporting these men.
Yeah.
Because I was like, the only thing you know about these boys, you know nothing about. They are strangers to you.
Yeah.
You don't even know that they're real. Like, I could have gone on one of those, like, websites that makes fake photos of, like, fake people, you know?
AI generator.
Yeah, I could have gone on an AI generator. Like, it was funny. When I was making this TikTok with my friends, we even spoke about that. I was like, we could just use fake photos. So you don't even know that these people really exist. And the only thing that I'm telling you about them is that they cheated on us.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you know, which is arguably a bad thing. Like, it's not a good trait.
I'd say fairly accepted as bad.
Fairly accepted as bad, right? So the only thing you know about these complete strangers is that they are cheaters.
Yep.
And you are siding with them.
Yeah. That was the common comment that I saw. I was like, almost every dude was like, yeah, these guys are great. Like, go for it, kings. Like, backing these dudes.
Yeah.
I didn't understand. Like, I'm really confused about the logic. And do you have any like theories on why? Like, do guys feel, and I guess we're both assuming, but do you feel like guys watch that video and they're like, oh, I'm a guy, I'm just going to support him? Or do you think it's because they know that you're a stripper and they're like, we're going to be negative towards her? Like, why do you think that they stood up for the guys knowing only that one bad thing? Do you have any thoughts?
So I don't think it's the stripper thing, because most people who saw that video don't follow me and they don't know who I am. Like, I just randomly came up on their For You page. So I don't think necessarily it's the stripper thing, like maybe in some little cases.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
What was the question?
why do you think that guys did stand up for these cheaters?
So I feel like maybe they took it personally. You know, they see a girl making fun of men and feel like I'm making fun of all men. And they're taking that personally.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think you're probably right. But then it just makes it funnier that their responses, even if, let's just say for a sec, somebody in the comments section is also a cheater and they feel called out by this video and they're like, oh no. Why is their response to be like, well, I'm a king? It seems like, wouldn't you go, oh, maybe I should stop cheating? Like, or it's just an interesting response to kind of just double down on it is what I found really confusing.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's so silly. And like, after a while, like I was scrolling through all these comments, like I was just getting like barrages of these. Is that a word? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just barraged by these comments, like thousands of comments a day, like in the first few days that I uploaded it when it like peaked in popularity or whatever. Yeah. And I was just getting so many comments, and me and my friends, like my friends in the video, were reading these comments and laughing. We were just losing it because it was so funny. We found it hilarious. Like, we don't care. We've got thick skin. Like, we're strippers. Like, people make fun of us all the time. Like, we can take it. And it's obvious that most of these people are like either little kids or just like butthurt, you know, weirdos.
Definitely.
So, like, we don't really care. But after a while, I was like, I kept scrolling every day. I'm like, I'm bored. I don't care anymore. Like, I'm over this video. Like, I don't care. I'm like moving on. I got stuff to do in my life. Like, so I stopped reading the comments, and I still get like heaps of comments, like maybe like 100 comments a day on that video. I'm just like, whatever.
One comment that I can remember off the top of my head is it Bridget or Brigitte?
Bridget.
Yeah. Is Bridget specifically okay after dating a US senator? Or like, I don't know, is that what they call them? Because he looks very much like a politician in maybe like mid or early 60s, late 50s.
Yeah.
I found that one quite funny. Has any of the guys who are featured in the video, have you heard from any of them?
Yup.
Directly or through one of the girls?
Directly and through the girls.
Same dude or different? All of them. Have you heard from all of them?
I've heard from one of them directly, and another one of them, his friends were like messaging my friends and like commenting on the video, saying
and kind of
like,
rallying together.
Yeah. Because one of the guys is like kind of dangerous. I don't know. There's a lot of like drama surrounding this guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to involve myself in the drama, so I'm going to be careful what I say. But yeah, he has a lot of like friends that stick up for this guy.
Yeah.
Against everyone who says, who talks about all the bad things that he's done.
Yeah.
So I gotta be so careful what I say. Hey. So yeah, his little cronies, his little friends were like trying to like come at me in the comments, and like they were messaging my friends, and it was a bit weird. But then one of the other guys messaged me directly.
Yeah.
Saying like, oh my God, I never even cheated on her. Like, oh my God, you're so dumb. Like, And the funniest thing is, I just ignored it. Like, there is nothing that pisses people off more than being ignored. Ignoring people is your greatest power.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that. Like, when someone gets like a hate comment or like a mean message, like your first response is like, oh, I want to fight back. And like, you can feel that rage. You want to like defend yourself. And I get it. I know that feeling. But the best thing you can do is just ignore people, because it makes them so mad. People love attention. People want attention. So this guy's like going off like, oh, I never even cheated on her. I can't believe you made this video about me. Like, you know, what do you have to say for yourself?
You just left it.
Yeah. And then he's like, are you not messaging me back? I'm like, oh my God, like you're so mad because I ignored you.
Yeah, I love that. That's great. I in the last few years, I feel like one of the bigger lessons in life that I learned is, first of all, the existence of narcissists, and then throughout, after that discovery, figuring out how to best deal with them. And one of the things that I think that I realized is that they love to stir up an emotional response, whatever type of emotional response it is. Like, they'll make you angry, they'll make you sad, they'll like do things to get supply, to like get some kind of reaction from you.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything that I've kind of been reading and trying to upskill myself on, for hopefully not, but crossing paths with narcissists in the future is you just kind of don't show them, you kind of blank them, because then they just go hungry for what they're looking for, which is some kind of response or reaction or outburst. Like if you're not giving them that, then
they get bored.
Yeah,
they get
they
bored.
move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's,
what's that called? There's a name for that. It's called like the grey rock or the grey stone or something.
I think it's either
got a
called
name.
grey rocking or stonewalling. I feel like it's
one of those.
They make it a verb, but it's like, yeah.
I think, is it grey rocking? I want to say grey rocking.
I think you might be right. I think you're right. Yeah.
It's something like that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just be boring. Make yourself the most boring person ever.
So they can get nothing from you.
Yeah. So they get bored and then they leave you alone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you've had, sounds like more than one person reach out and go, hey, I didn't cheat, or like the friends of one guy flipping out. What about the girls there? That sounds like they're obviously blasé about it. Like, they're not fazed at all.
We don't care. We find it hilarious.
Yeah.
We are laughing all the way. Like we don't care. And it's funny, like if these like little kids in my comment section just like ripping into us and hating on us knew how much we don't care and we are laughing at them. It's like we got lives, man. Like what, you think I spend all my time on TikTok like crying over comments? Like I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect me. I don't care.
I admire that, to be honest, because I've found that I create a bit of content as well, and I've found that there's always negative comments, but for myself, I still haven't gotten to a point where, like, often I will ignore them, but I haven't gotten to a point where they just mean nothing. Like, I'll create something and then I'll get a DM going, oh, this is a bit played out, or this is a bit boring, or like this sucks, or it's not funny, or whatever. And I do find it hard to not be like, gutted for at least a while. Do you feel like you've always had the skill to let it just wash over you, or is it something you've learned?
So it's actually one of my best friends, one of the girls in the video, Athena, she told me something one time and it's really, really stuck with me. Specifically about TikTok, I was getting all these hate comments when I first joined. Yeah. All these hate comments, and they were really affecting me at the beginning, because I was like new to the site. I would only had a few videos up and they were all getting hated on. So I was like, oh, what's going on here? Like, this is kind of making me feel really bad. Yeah. And she told me, social media is just screaming into the void. You do it for you. You make videos for you. You do it because you enjoy it. You shouldn't care about what other people think. Social media is screaming into the void. Don't let the void scream back. Yeah. And that just stuck with me. Don't let the void scream back. So that's like one of my mottos now. I'm like, you know what? Don't let the void scream back. And it helps thinking about all these like negative commenters and these weirdos as a void. Like, they're just like voices coming from the darkness of the void. Yeah. Like, they're not really people. They're just commenters, Yeah. You don't have to attach like meaning to them. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Don't let the void scream back.
And also a great name for a heavy metal album, I reckon. Yeah. Like, if anybody's trying to come up with a name for a metal album, that'd be great. Yeah. Don't let it scream back. Before we move on from your TikTok, are there any other ones that come to mind when you think about like highlights and lowlights so far, like videos that have kind of got a response you weren't expecting, or videos that kind of performed better than you expected? Like, what's the experience been like, and what comes to mind when you're reflecting on it so far?
So with TikTok, specifically TikTok, I think like people, like if you have a video that kind of blows up or like, gets popular, you don't realize like the tiny little things that people will pick on. So like I uploaded a video where I was like making fun of like an experience that people have in the strip club, like as a stripper, where a customer says like, oh, turn around and spread your butt cheeks for me. Here we go. So like I just had like a pair of fake eyelashes on my desk, and then I was like, oh, I'll make a TikTok about this. And I just, grabbed the lash that was there and stuck it on. Yeah. And it just so happened that the shape of the lash kind of looked like a Charlie Chaplin moustache. But I wasn't thinking about that. I didn't, I didn't register that that's what it might come across as. And I got so many comments just saying like, oh my God, Hitler's playing in the club. Like, oh my God, Hitler getting naughty. I was like, this isn't about Hitler. Like, I wasn't trying to dress up like Hitler. Like, what? It was bizarre. And then because so many people were talking about like, oh, you know, like careful, you know, I hope you're not in Germany or something.
Yeah.
Because people were mentioning Germany and all that kind of stuff. It got onto German TikTok. So I started getting all these German comments. I don't know what they say. I don't speak a lick of German at all. But all these German people started commenting. I got like thousands of these comments like in German.
Yeah.
So it was just bizarre because people pick up on like the tiniest little things in your TikToks. Like a lot of people make fun of my lashes.
Okay.
Because like these are small lashes for me. I usually wear like ginormous lashes,
Yeah.
and they're ridiculous. I know they're ridiculous, but I like them.
Yeah.
I wear them because I like them, not because they look good.
Yeah.
I think they're fun, and I wear wigs. You know, it's no secret. I never tried to hide that, but so many people are like, "Wig, your lashes are too big." Or like I did a video in my kitchen once, and someone was like, "Clean your cooktop." I was like. There was like 3 frames in that video of like the corner of my cooktop. Like people just like find these tiny little things, and you never know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
You upload a video and all of a sudden everyone's like, haha, you look like Hitler. I'm like, that was not the intention. That wasn't even close to the intention of this, but I guess that's where we are now. Here we are on German TikTok.
Oh, that's so good. So what's next? Because I feel like you've had a great amount of success. You're obviously very talented in a lot of areas. You're a singer. You've got a song as well. How recent?
2 songs.
Yeah, sorry. I only know one of them. Tell us about your music.
So I've always like written music. Obviously, like when I was a kid, I didn't do music anymore.
Yeah.
And then I went to uni and did like music tech. And then I really like writing pop songs. I really like writing songs, like a song as a medium specifically. I like funneling my creativity into like a song because I feel like it's accessible. It's like, you know, 3.5 minutes, you know, and I like the genre that I like tend to lean towards most is just like pop and its various kind of subgenres, you know, like pop EDM or like pop rock or pop whatever. And that's just something I enjoy. And that like I've always made songs. Like I've always written songs and done songs, and I've on like my very, very old YouTube channel that doesn't exist anymore, I had like some little music videos and stuff, and I would just like make them myself for fun. So I liked songs, and then I was like, you know what, people love content that strippers create. Like if you attach like I'm a stripper to whatever you create, it tends to get more attention, which is like, I still don't really know how I feel about it because like I was a YouTuber for a long time and the whole time I was like, I'm never going to mention the fact that I'm a stripper. I don't want that to be part of like my online persona.
Sure.
I don't want that to be a part of it.
Yep.
And I struggled for years and years and years. I struggled for years. Like I got no subscribers. Like I'm unknown. Like no one's ever heard of me. It took me like 2 years to get like 4,000 subs.
That's
like,
still a lot.
I mean, yeah, look, I'm not saying that that's a small number. Like 4,000 is still great.
Yeah.
But like, specifically like YouTube growth, that's pretty slow.
Okay.
In the grand scheme of things, that's pretty bad. But you know, I'm thankful for the 4,000 people that followed me and subscribed to me. But when I was on TikTok, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start this social media with I am a stripper out in the open. You know, I'm going to make that part of my persona. I'm going to make that clear. And just
took off.
If you say I'm a stripper, everybody pays attention.
Yeah.
Everybody pays attention. And it's kind of like, it feels like a cop out. I'm not going to lie, it feels like a cop-out, and then that's in no way shading anybody who uses that to their advantage. I'm not saying that you shouldn't use it to your advantage. Like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I don't care what other people do, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing.
Is that a self-judgment? Like, nobody's said to you, has somebody said to you they think that mentioning the fact you're a stripper is a cop-out? Is it something you've kind of said to yourself?
Yeah, it's something I said to myself.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that's on me. Like, I'm not saying that people shouldn't capitalize on that. But it's just weird to think about. Like I tried for years and years and years, and I got 4,000 subscribers in 2 years on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I joined TikTok. I'm on there for a month, and now I have 15,000 followers.
Yeah.
All because I said I'm a stripper, and suddenly people care.
Yeah.
You know.
But I have to also add the content is great.
Oh,
the TikToks that you're making are very, very funny.
Yeah.
But perhaps and obviously it's your own thought process and your own views on it. I reckon it's gotten you in front of a bigger audience than maybe if you hadn't mentioned it. And I think that's a great thing, because it means that more people are seeing the comedic talent and like the kind of presenting talent. So yeah, as an outsider, I think don't judge yourself or don't tell yourself it's a cop out. As somebody who's never stripped, but obviously I'm just an outsider, but I would say don't have that judgment. I think it's you don't need to have that.
Yeah. Sorry, back on the topic of my music stuff, which is what you originally asked about. I'm so bad at my tangents.
Yeah.
So I had only ever released music under like my old name and my old handle. And then I kind of decided one day, why don't I release music as Miki, like as me as a stripper?
Mm-hmm.
So I made some, like I have 2 at the moment. I have many in the works. There's like a stack of stuff I'm working on. But I have 2 out now. And it's funny, like you attach I'm a stripper to it and people care. Like no one has ever cared about my music before. And that's fine. Like I make it for fun. I'm not trying to make a living out of being a musician. So I'm okay that no one cares about my music. But all of a sudden it's like, I'm a stripper, here's a song I made. People are like, oh, stripper thing.
Yeah.
We love that. So it's just weird to see. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm planning to continue releasing music under Miki.
Cool.
Because it seems to be working for me.
Yep.
You know? And it really lends itself to the genre that I work in.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, I'm going to write stripper music by a stripper for strippers about a club, which is that like upbeat pop that I like to work in anyway. So it kind of like it fits the pattern.
Yeah,
you know?
love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then outside of video creation and music, is there anything else on the horizon that you're keen to do? Any other film or video projects that you've got in the back of your mind?
I'm pretty like go with the flow. Hey, like I'll get an idea and then I'll just make it. Not any like. There's not any like big creative projects I'm like working on. It's kind of like, I have an idea. Let's just do this quickly in a week kind of thing.
Yeah, that's great.
For me, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Awesome. Well, I think that I've covered everything that I was keen to chat with you about. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. So thanks again.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
This has been fun.
Is there anything else that I haven't asked you or that you wanted to talk through at all? No.
I think I'm good.
Yep, we've chatted about everything.
Yeah, love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Miki, for coming on the show.
No worries.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank
Take
you.
care.